Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for supporting our channel. We have grown together since we started. If I would call names, I would take a whole day calling the names of those who have supported this channel when we started from scratches up to where we are, and you continue to stand with us. I want to thank you in a very special way. Kindly take a second and subscribe to our channel if you have not. I've realized we have people who really support the channel. They watch, they comment, sometimes they even call me hapo hujaandika title vizuri, and I appreciate. But you have not yet subscribed, please do me that favor and subscribe. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you whenever we do a video like this. Someone was telling me why he does not receive notifications. I think you've not clicked or turned on the notification bell. When you do that, you will automatically receive our notification of our videos. Those who share videos, thank you very much, and please continue sharing them and give us many likes to our videos. Thank you very much. Let me begin by asking you a question. In the presence of William Samoei Ruto, together with the leaders, when people are heckling, who exactly is being heckled? Is it William Ruto? Is it the governors? For example, Governor Barchok, Governor Kihika, and the other governor who was being heckled there. Is it Ruto? Is it the governor? Is it both? Who exactly is being heckled? Because barely 24 hours after Kithure Kindiki sent a stern warning to those whom he called goons heckling Ruto, and he said he was manhunting them, today the news that we are receiving is that two arrested for heckling President Ruto during Bomet tour. And Nation TV is reporting that two suspects arrested, politicians and others being sought for heckling during President William Ruto's Bomet tour on Saturday. Bomet County Commissioner Ahmed Omar has confirmed. Political tension boiled over in Bomet as President Ruto launched and commissioned development projects in 3 constituencies. Now, supporters of Bomet Governor Hilary Barchok and Senator Hilary Sigei clashed in the town's business hub shortly before the president arrived. Now, you know what shocks me is the explanation. 2 suspects arrested, politicians and others are being sought for. That will always be the narrative. Politicians, wealthy businessmen, those who matter in the society are still being sought for. And I want to begin by cautioning hustlers. Please do not allow politicians to misuse you, because for them to go there and heckle whatever it is, if at all there is a rival group that ferried youth to heckle the other, maybe for political gains, they must have been given some money or something. Now, when the police comes, the hustler is arrested very fast, but the politician is still being sought for. And I'm wondering, why is it always the politician? Why is it not a politician arrested and some hustlers who heckle are being sought for? I mean, be very careful, because you can be used as a sacrificial lamb. But ladies and gentlemen, the king is naked. Who will face the king and tell him that, king, you are naked? Because those who are in the palace do not want to tell the king that he is naked. In fact, they are telling him that he is donned in a very nice suit. This is something that people have talked over and over again. That whenever a president visits a place and you see people heckling, there is a root cause. And the president should ask himself, why is it rampant in the stronghold that voted for him? You know, when you see President Ruto visit Kisumu, you don't see such kind of heckling. They listen to him. Why is it that in the places that voted overwhelmingly for UDA, there's a lot of heckling? William Ruto has the best intelligence in the country. He receives intelligence report in the morning, in the afternoon, at night before he sleeps. When this rival group started fighting before William Ruto arrived with all the waheshimiwa, where was the security? Where was the intelligence? Because before president visits a place, there are security, apparatus that are sent before the president arrives, and they know very well that in a particular place he will be heckled. If they knew this was going to happen, why did they let it happen? Is it a failure? Is it an admission of failure towards the people who are supposed to handle this? If you ask me, on that day, they were heckling Ruto indirectly. It was not a direct heckling to William Ruto because it happened when the particular governors started talking. We have analyzed here that most of these leaders were elected on a UDA euphoria. You know how the UDA was taking the country by storm? Hatupangwingwi, kazi ni kazi, wera ni wera, tupange, tuinue, tutoke hapa chini hadi juu, yani bottom up. Wangapi wanasema ni bottom up? And you remember the campaigns were very colorful. And then William Ruto was telling them, we need a younger generation. The old should go home. Raila should pack and go to Bondo. And there was this kind of narrative that Raila and Uhuru had never tasted the pangs of hunger, the pangs of poverty. He started as a chicken seller, and therefore he understood the predicaments of Kenyans, and they all fell for this cheap trap. So they were voting against Raila. They were voting against Uhuru Kenyatta. And these people, having set foot in their offices, they are not working to the expectations of their constituents. And that's why they are heckling. Number two, the prices of commodities are very high. And electorates expect that their leaders will tell off the president, will maybe request him to do something. But they continue supporting the president's policies on housing levy. It is only Gadoni wa Mushomba, if you ask me, who is telling the president, hapo apana. In fact, when Ruto calls a UDA parliamentary PG meeting, Gadoni Mushomba is there, and she's still a member of UDA. But when it comes to matters that are affecting her constituents, she stands firm with them. And this is why the reason Kenyans are tired, and this is the reason why they are heckling. There were a lot of promises that were given to us. These promises are not being realized. Why don't we tell the king that you are naked? Why don't we just tell him this is the root cause of the problem? Then number two, a person who is supposed to compliment the president is not different. Remember how he was saying that you cannot heckle the president. If there is someone who's adding petrol into fire, is Rigathi Gachagua. No one disrespects the president. And let them understand that from childhood, right in primary, children are taught about our national anthem, our flag, the presidency as a symbol of national unity, and how that office must be respected, and they understand that. Respecting an office, respecting the person, does not mean that you bury your head under the sand like the proverbial ostrich. When things are bad, you speak about it. Personally, I believe that if there is one person who tells you the truth, that is your friend. We don't need people who sugarcoat when things are bad. I like what William Ruto said. Wait for them in 2027, you will deal with them. But then this is the problem. These people are not even seen anywhere after election. They wait for the president, and during a presidential tour, That is when you see them. And that is the anger that people have harbored in their hearts. So that you see someone, you heckle them. And then they know very well that these are supporters of two politicians. Why don't we uproot this menace without cutting it halfway? Why can't they just go for the leaders if they know that these were supporters of two leaders? So that they are called and they sit down, the security council within the area, if it is an OCPD or the commissioner there, county commissioner, they just call the two leaders and tell them, tone down the rhetorics and let people live in peace. Because such kind of violence, if entertained, can really develop into something else. I saw someone who is being arrested there carrying weapons. That is very bad. That we must condemn. You do not need to carry weapons when you're going for a political rally or a development tour such as William Ruto's. You don't need to carry weapons. I want you to assume that if all, maybe more than 1,000 people carry weapons, they go there, we want to lose lives for nothing. And the security, the MPs or the leaders and the governors who are sometimes sending the very innocent hustlers have got security. Once war breaks somewhere, you will not see them. They are bundled into their very protected cars with over 5 or 10 security men, and they drive away, leaving you mnachinjana. We need to be very careful, but the law enforcers should go for them. I would want to hear a headline where 2 MPs have been arrested or 2 politicians have been arrested, other hustlers are being sought for, not vice versa. We need to just sit down and understand that Kenyans are venting their anger. And someone must tell William Ruto that you do not need to throw stones at every barking dog. I mean, you cannot stoop that low. People will continue heckling. People are tired. People will continue heckling. So how many people will you arrest? What will be the charge? That on such a date you heckled the president. Are we forgetting that the same president has been given a mandate by the people of Kenya? He is exercising authority on behalf of Kenyans who have donated power to him. No one tried to throw stones at William Ruto. No one ever insulted him. People were heckling their leaders. Let us need to be very sober. Let us not use this as a sideshow. There are real issues that we need to talk about. We should not be using this now to run away from our real problems. The Kenya Kwanza promised us heaven. We want to see them implementing that. Let us not start, arresting people. There are a lot of arrests going on in Rift Valley, a lot of arrests going on in Mount Kenya. Let us be very careful. We don't want to plunge this country into unnecessary tension because of someone. They heckled and days are gone. Let them ask why people are heckling. And the last thing I want to say, if there are leaders who would want to contest for a particular seat, 2027 is yet to come. Can we give an opportunity to the sitting leaders to work? Wananchi wanawangalia. If they are not performing, 2027 is coming. They will vote them out. But if you're a senator who wants to, contest as a governor, or you're an MCA, you want to contest for an MP seat, whatever, stop trying to sabotage a sitting leader. Let them work and let the people themselves, because it is the people who voted them in. The people will decide whether they deserve another chance or not. Let us stop. We really need time to build our economy. These kind of things will not help us. But the police must also be very careful. We cannot go on arresting people for nothing. We have bandits killing people in northeastern and Baringo. Our streets are infiltrated by thugs. Yet we want to go for people who heckled the president. We have bigger fishes to fry. Let us not measure on the minor and minor on the major. We need to have the police doing the right thing. not taking some to Haiti, arresting people who heckled the president. I mean, are we proving that this is a government of misplaced priorities? I find this very erroneous and it is uncalled for if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. That is my take.